Guys, we're back with a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to be trying to rebuild the Carlton Football Club. Now, recently Carlton have been in kind of a stint of being known the club that are struggling to get out of their long rebuild. I think it's about 6 or 7 years. They're onto their new fresh rebuild with their, their spine of Harry Mackay, Wiedering, they have Walsh, Cripps was meant to be part of this, but he's having a bit of a down year. And I'm making this just after they went down to a comeback by Western Bulldogs, and people are starting to question the club a bit. So I thought I'll give my best shot of rebuild. So this is so to give us a bit of a timeline, this is what I'm rebuilding is after this season. So it has since there's the new 2021 list, the full 2021 list, up to decide who I want to re-sign and trying to get some trade targets. So number one thing I think that Carlton currently need in this off season is probably a genuine small forward. They do have some young guys like Corey Durden, and then obviously Zach Fisher. I feel like Zach Fisher's going to be the main guy. Lucky Fogarty, he's an alright small forward, but I feel like he's more of a mid type forward. Like he kind of likes to play a bit up the ground. So I feel like we need a genuine small forward, and we need a better ruckman. I feel like that the case is that you need someone that can actually win hitouts to the advantage of the midfielders. And another thing that we can get possible is maybe some quickness to the midfield, maybe some genuine wingers if that's possible. The back line I feel like is pretty set. I feel like the back line's pretty elite for right now. We have Liam Jones, Wiedering, Sam Doherty, Adam Sard as like the core back there. So let's see if we can actually push Carlton to the next level. So I've just done a trade offer where I'm going to give up Levi Casbolt. So like I want to try to get as much value as possible. I've paired him up with the pick 18 in this year's draft, and I'm getting a bit of quickness to the midfield with Riley Dawkins from Richmond, and the breeding ground for the modern day small forward in Jack Arts to come and join this team. I feel like it's real good needs. They're both, Jack Arts is 25, Riley Dawkins is 21 years old, and since they're a bit out of luck with getting games, I feel like this would be a perfect place to come develop here, and adds a bit of a class to a winning culture to Carlton. Alright, so this is a big time trade, and Blues fans watching this are probably shaking their head, disappointed, but I've done a big move. In this rebuild, I say that Paddy Cripps decides he does want to return back to Western Australia, and his prior destination, he wants to go to the Fremantle Dockers. So they receive Mark Pitnet and Paddy Cripps, and we get back Bailey Banfield, Luke Ryan, Adam Chera, and Sean Darcy. Now we might be losing a superstar in Paddy Cripps, but we had a great young ruckman in Sean Darcy, some speed to the midfield and class, while being only 21 years old in Adam Chera, a young small forward in Bailey Banfield, and one of the best lockdown defenders and rebound defenders in the competition in Luke Ryan. So I feel like this is a great deal. And yeah, alright, so this might be a crazy trade, but it'll work out in the long run. I'm trying to free up some salary cap for us, so I feel like that sending Ed Kerno that is still have some form for a early second round pick and a middle on the tables, the pick 13 in this draft from the Giants, will be a very good deal for us. Alright, so we're making a big time trade which might completely either go great or go completely bad. We're offering up Liam Jones, Sam Petrossi-Seton, Mark Murphy, and Caleb Marchbank for Ed Langdon and Stephen May. This is a huge time trade. This might work, this might not. We're losing a bit of experience. We've gave up a young talent in Sam Petrossi-Seton, an injury-prone Caleb Marchbank, and aging Liam Jones for the best defender in the competition, Stephen May, and one of the best developing wingmen in the competition that adds a lot of speed to our midfield in Ed Langdon. So hopefully this trade works and gets pulled off great. So right now, the only player that is not going to be signed on from last year's list, that was currently on the list last year, is Eddie Betts, because he is retiring. So that's why we need to feel the need for the small forward role. The better of the team, we're letting Matthew Kennedy walk to another team in the Brisbane Lions, getting more opportunity hopefully there. if he can break into their side. He has no opportunity at Carlton to really show himself, and we receive a first round pick 14 in the draft, so I could not resist to take this deal. One of the main reasons I actually did do that deal is because we just freed up enough salary cap to go to free agency and get Dom Sheed. Dom Sheed has had a career best year in 2021. It's finally showing why he was taken. I think pick around 11, one pick before Petty Cripps. So we got rid of Petty Cripps, sent the Fremantle. Now we receive Dom Sheed. Let's hope he goes good for the Carlton Football Club. So that's the end of this off-season part. We have signed pretty much everyone that we wanted to. The only uncontracted player is the man himself, Eddie Betts, but he has said that he will want to retire. We also have completed 5 trades this off-season and picked up 1 free agent, so let's hope we go good. Now, I've just found an absolute gem in the delisted free agency. Local to the Melbourne area in Sam Flanders has been delisted from the Gold Coast Suns, so I feel like this man has all the potential where he was a top 15 pick a few drafts ago, so let's take the stab on him. So now we get the opportunity to enter the draft, and the picks we do hold in this year's draft is picks 13, 14, 31, 36, 54, 72, 90, and 108. So let's see who's in the draft that we could pick up. So a guy that I have found in this draft is this T. Darcy guy. So we can develop another key forward for the future. Because we have lost of some, so I thought, why not pick him up? We do have the next pick, and a guy that I did keep my eye on when we did see this was a ruckman by the name of Merrick. I think that's how you say it. We only have one ruckman currently on our list, and that is Sean Darcy that is developing. He's about 21, 22 years old. But I thought, why not pick up another ruckman for the future? Next guy I did found is D. Neil Bullen. He is a small forward with a potential of 99, so his potential's through the roof, and I feel like, why don't we develop another small forward? Next I did find is a young midfielder, R. Nixon. Never too late to take a young midfielder and see how he develops. Now I've decided that I will be not taking any more draft picks, so I'll be skipping the rest of the draft. So the lineup we are running this season is Sean Darcy, Sam Walls, Dom Sheed, Adam Chera, Zach Williams, and Ed Langdon in the midfield. I feel like we have the fast players in Williams, Ed Langdon, and Adam Chera, and then we have the tough insiders. They can still go in the outside a bit in Dom Sheed and Sam Walsh, who's going to be an absolute star. Hopefully he goes to the next level. The young ruckman and Sean Darcy, who has so much potential. Then we go to the forward line now. I'll be honest with you, the forward line, we didn't actually add any kind of starters to this team, apart from we just added a lot of depth in this position. We added some small forward depth. So we have Zach Fisher, Harry Mackay, Jack Silvani, Lockie Fogarty, Charlie Curnow, and Jack Martin. We'll go over to the back line, which is absolutely stacked. We got Luke Ryan, Stephen May, Lockie Plowman, Sard, Wiedering, Doherty. Nobody should be scored on this back line. Then we look down to our bench. We got Paddy Dow, Tom De Koning as a backup ruck / a key forward option, Nick Newman, and Will Setterfield. But if you look at our team, we got so much depth in our team now, so that's pretty much a big thing we did add in the off season. So our twos will be going pretty good this season, and if players are performing well in the twos, or my stars are playing bad, then we could change them at any time. So without further ado, let's get straight to the season, and I'll keep you guys updated when we hit the bye. Alright, so we just did hit the bye round, and we're having probably an average season right now. We're currently sitting at 6 wins and 5 losses. I actually got really scared at the start, because we started the season on a 4 losing streak. We were 0-4. So then I switched up the team lineup a little bit and changed some positional changes around, and then we ended up getting up to 6-5. So we went on a little bit of a win streak, lost another one, then won another, and so if we keep on getting better during the season like we have been so far, we have a real chance to contend. But sitting at 7th and only being in there probably just off of percentage, because the percentage is pretty good. So let's hope we can continue on and push through this. So currently we are in round 23, and if we win this game of football, we could take ourselves into the top 4 if all the results go well. So I'm going to simulate this. This will be the end of the season, and let's see if we can finish inside the top 4. Come on, please. We win the game. Could this take us into top 4 contention? And we finished 5th. We just missed out in the top 4. We versed the Eagles at Marvel Stadium in the first round of finals. So let's see if we can get the job done. We did finish on 13 wins. So I thought before we do, go into it, let's see how our players can form. So let's look at the team. So Jack Silvani, Lockie Fogarty, Bailey Banfield. Bailey Banfield would have played a bit due to injury and all that stuff. Charlie Curnow won our goal kicking, actually having a healthy season for once. Harry Mackay came in second. Bailey Banfield played a lot of footy due to a few injuries we had during the season, he stood up, great addition so far. Dom Shea kicking the 12 goals. And we better actually check the injury list before we do hop into the season. Newsy, Zach Fisher will both return, I'm pretty sure, grand final if we do make it. And Ed Langdon is done for the season. New addition, he came over to add bit of speed into the team, so that's real bad. I'll show you our team heading into the finals and what we're looking like. So we have Chera, always in the middle, Cunningham, so we're looking a bit weak through a few injuries we had. Jack Martin's in there, so our team is looking pretty okay right now heading into our first final. So Zachy Williams can come in, and so we have a few changes we can make into this team. So I'll make them before we head in, and I'll come back to you in a sec. So this is the lineup that I will be taking in. I did chuck O'Brien onto the wing. I feel like he had some pace, and I'm gonna have to back in the young fella. Our midfield group hasn't changed really, apart from that. Our backline's the same. Our forward line, we have Banfield, who's having an absolute excellent season after coming over from Fremantle. But apart from that, it's all the same. Our bench is the same. So let's head into this final against West Coast at Marvel and hope that we don't go out in the first round. And we just like that, guys, we have been eliminated in the first final. Rebuild didn't really work. Bailey Banfield, though, a real bright light coming to our team this season. Easily probably our best player during the year. Jack Darling just too good. Sadly we go down. So there we go, bad luck, you've lost the Toyota AFL Premiership season. So heartbreaking. The Hawks end up coming out of nowhere. They must have had a giant off season, coming from 7th position. That's like Bulldog stuff. What a surprise, what a great season from them to actually come out of nowhere and win the flag. I thought it would have been Lions all day. And the Power barely lost a game during the season, so them going out in the prelims, very shocking. So this is the awards during the season. Riley O'Brien won the Brownlow, Todd Marshall won the Coleman, Harry Mackay won our best and fairest, and Mark Wagner won the Rising Star. So thanks for watching, guys. Drop in the comments what team I should do next, and thanks for watching.